Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys all doing? I am killing time. It is 12:21 in the morning. On Monday, killing some time until my brain decides it is time for bed. Sorry if you're hearing that banging around. I have a cardboard box that's stabbing me in the knee under my desk, so I had to rearrange some stuff. So, I was watching Gail Gustinelli. She's one of my favorite crafting channels on the YouTubes. And she did this little project that used an entire 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And with that, she made an over the page, she called it an over the page belly band, a 2-layer pocket, and 2 tags. So I'm like, oh, let's have some fun with some of these 12 by 12s that are in my stash that I will probably never use. But who knows? I may come across I don't know. the possibilities are endless as to where I might actually use these, or I may donate them. I may come across a post in one of my Facebook groups, my swap groups, where one of these sets, and you essentially end up with an entire set, but where the set is something that someone's looking for. So come along with me. And I've also pulled in the Christmas papers because I don't really decorate for Christmas. But again, maybe it'll hit with somebody, right? Maybe somebody will watch this video and be like, hey, I could use those. Can you send them to me? So first things first is you're going to want double-sided paper. This one's the most plain of what I have, and then it's a solid color on the back, but I'm going to work with it. I'm going to roll with it. I'm also going to do this mass make style, meaning I'm going to do all the steps and then all the next steps, and then all the step ones for the entire stack, all the step twos for the entire stack. That way I can get this done and off my desk to do the rest of the stuff. Okay? So this is cute little pink and teal. It's a baker, so it's like recipe cards. So there's like cupcakes and oven mitts and randoms. And then on the back is just red polka dots. So the first cut you're going to make is at 3.5. And you're going to leave this at 12. Okay. Set that aside. Next cut is 4.5. You'll see I'm lining this up rather than this because this is, like I've said before, that's if I line it up against this, it doesn't cut straight. Then you're going to flip this one on its end. And you want it to be 8 long. But instead of taking my arm out here, I know I just need to cut 4 inches off the bottom. Yeah, 4.5 by 8. This, you're going to spin 90 degrees. This is now 4.5. So you're going to cut it at 2.25. And this becomes 2 tags. And then this leaves you with a 4-inch by 8 or by 12, which you leave whole and becomes a pocket in a little bit. Okay. So continuing on, this is jelly beans on one end, pink or yellow polka dots on the other. One end, one side. 3.5. There. 4.5. Now, if this one ever turns out to be less than 4 inches, it's okay, because you're turning that into a pocket. As long as it's, narrow enough to fit in, a journal. Cutting that, spinning that 90 degrees, 2 1/4. Now, this is the beauty of mass making, because as you can see, you're able to create these piles one at a time. You do all the cutting, and then I'll come back and do all the scoring, which in this case is on the same tool. But some people, their cutting and their scoring are two different tools. So, if you imagine if I'm doing this one at a time, and my scoreboard and my cutting board are two different tools, and I'm doing them one at a time, it's move this off, pull this on, move this off, pull that on. And so it ended up being a lot of back and forth. So yeah, that is the beauty of mass making. 2 1/4. I did start putting everything off to my right instead of to the left, so that way I can pull them all over as one pile. This is Christmas trees, and on the back is little dotty balls. This candy, and you can see it's got some metallic stuff in it, and on the back side is snowflakes. So 3.5. 4.5. Spin it. Take 4 off the bottom, because again, you want it to be 4.5 by 8. So rather than pull my arm out and take up space on my desk, I'm just cutting 4 inches off the bottom instead of measuring out 8. 12 minus 8 is 4, right? Next one is Christmas presents. Again, you can see the foily stuff, and then on the back is little snowflakes. Three and a half by 12. 4.5 by 12. Spin it 90 degrees, cut 4 inches off the bottom. Spin it 90 degrees again, cut this in half at 2 1/4. And the St. Patrick's Day one, you can see the glitters. And on the back is clovers. Three and a half. fact, I currently have Gail playing on my Roku. I was trying to decide which side I wanted to be the tags. I'm going to make the glittery side the tags. So cut 4 off. Ooh, I'm like, I wasn't sure that actually cut. Spin it 90 degrees, 2 1/4. I think I did 13. I think I found 13 pages to do. Three and a half. Four and a half. Spin. Four. Spin. 2 1/4. Oh, and as you can see, this is trees on a red background, and then on the back is just some squigglies. There's that very bright bright green one. I've got the sticker on the back, so I think I'm going to cut it from this side first. So we'll go 3 1/2. And then I'll take this side, 4 1/2. That way I can put that sticker on the bottom. Because then I can cover the back and cover that price tag up. Now, when it comes to scoring, I may go ahead and use this one. I may pull my other scoreboard out. I'm not sure. So this is fun. This is fuzzy. It's like a felt fabric. And then that's the back side. But I love the feel of this. This one I would use. I just need to find, I just need the right journal. 3 1/2. Four and a half. Four off the bottom. Spin it. 2 1/4. This is sunflowers. Again, it's glittery and shiny, and then stripes on the back. You can hear how much the cutter enjoys this kind of paper. So 4 1/2. Spin. 4 off the bottom. Spin. 2 1/4. Two more. Sparkly flowers. And on the back, nothing super fancy. 3.5. 4.5. Spin it. 4 off the bottom. Got some 12 by 12 scrapbook paper out there and you're venturing into junk journaling world. Grab your cutter, grab your scoreboard, grab your papers, grab your supplies. These are really fun. Fun little papers, just little kids. And this is actually thin. This is a cardstock, but it is double-sided. Three and a half. My cutter's like, thank you. Four and a half. Spin. Four off the bottom. Spin. 2 1/4. Okay. Now, this is what I mean. If this wasn't a scoreboard, okay, and this was just a paper trimmer, this is what I would have to do. Oh, my cutting's done. Let me put this away. And let me pull in my scoreboard. This is what I mean by doing mass making. Saves you a lot of back and forth and movement of stuff. Having to move your, having to move your equipment around. I was hoping my actual scoring tool was in there, though. There's one. Not my favorite one, but there's one. Okay. Now we're going to go back through and we're going to score our pieces. I'm going to set the tags aside. We're going to set this 4.5 by 8.5 aside. So then we have these two. One's a 3.5, one's a 4.5. Or one's 3.5, one's a 4. So your one that is 3.5 wide. I got to be careful with this because this is paper, not cardstock. I'm going to score it 2. And 10 5/8. Okay. And then on the one that is 4-inch wide, score it 1.5, 4, 5.5. I'm just doing this in reverse order. Set these over here, moving things left to right. So this is the 3.5 wide. Double checking that, 3.5. So we're going to score this at 2, 10 5/8. This one at 1.5, 4, 5.5. Moving left. 2, 10 5/8. 1.5. See, that's why I don't like this one. 1.5. 4, 5.5. That's why that side's broke. can't apply any kind of pressure. Brain. 2. Arch. Okay. Garbage. I really wish I had a light under my shelf there. Grab my tool from there then. 2 10 5/8. 1.5. 4. 5.5. Move those over. Oh, this is really bright. 2 10 5/8. Especially when it's like mixed in among the rest. Like, whoa. 1.5. 4. 5. Oops. 5.5. Two 10 5/8. 1.5. 4. 5.5. On to St. Patty's Day. 2. Oh, did you hear that crunching? 5/8. 10 5/8. This one. 1.5. 4. 'I'm saying I had these already going in the right direction. When you're doing this one, what you want to show is the top. So you want to score from the bottom up, 2, 4, 5.5. And this part up here is what's going to be showing on this particular flap. Forgot to tell you guys that. My apologies. This one, it doesn't really matter. Well, I guess it does. Never mind. You want your top up here. Your top is scored at 10 5/8. Your bottom is scored at 2. And again, your top. So you're going to score at 1.5. 4. 5.5. Top. 2 10 5/8. Top. 1.5. 4. 5.5. Top. 2 10 5/8. Top. 1.5. 4. 5.5. 5.5. And the last one to score. This is multi-directional, so it doesn't necessarily matter which way you want up and which way you want down. Two 10 and 5/8. This one I'm going to go this way just so these are not all upside down. 1.5. 4. 5.5. Now I can put my scoreboard away. Okay. Sorry, I have all these like going in the opposite order than I need them. Like the smallest pieces are on the bottom. I don't know at what point I realized I was doing that and fixed it, but apparently right after St. Patty's Day. After St. Patrick's Day, but before Christmas. Okay. I'm going to step aside for a sec. Get out my edge puncher. Any one will do. I've got probably about 10 of them over there. Okay. So on the one where you've got 3 folds, okay, you're going to fold one up. Whew, my paper's cracking. One back, and then one back up. So you're going to make a Z, right? So you're going to make that little fold there. And then with your circle punch, you're going to do a pull here. Slap yourself in the face with it. Yes, they do fly. I hit myself with them all the time. Okay. There's that one. Turn that over. Oh, and I'm going to round these corners up here. Let's see, which one do I want? Yeah, let's go with the white-ish one. Now I could do the corners of the pockets, round in these pockets if I want to, like this. And I'll show you on the next one what it looks like if you don't. So you can decide if you make your own of these. What they will look like. Okay, so that's going to stay. On this one, the 2-inch side, you're going to turn upright into a pocket. And do a hole punch. Or a thumb pull, I should say. Okay. And then on this one, first you're going to punch your edge. I could almost get it to go in a single push, but nope. And then this piece folds down like this. Isn't that pretty? It's almost too wide. I didn't really anticipate that. So from here to here, should be 8.5, right? 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Okay. This piece, you're going to round all of your corners. And then these two become your tags. You put them together. Snip your corners. Try not to snip your fingers. And then I will show you what they look like assembled, and then you can decide whether you want to hang with me for the rest of the video or not. I'm definitely not going to be doing all of these on camera because I'm already at 32 minutes. For my picked raspberries, I'm going to stick in the pink. So go through and I'm going to ink around all the edges. I'm like, where did those two tags just wander off to? Right there. You can round your corners of the bottoms of your tags if you want. It's up to you. And I think for continuity of this particular set, I am going to come back in here and round them. So I'll have to re-ink those bottom corners, but that's okay. And then I also need this corner. And that corner punched out. Well, these cardstocks are very they're shedding a lot, and that's only because my the blade, my trimmer, is dull. Okay. On this, you do want to do, if you're going to ink, you want to ink both sides because both sides are going to be visible. So again, mass making, you would do all the folding, all the cutting, all the stamp. You do all of this equipment in one step. And then you would come back and ink in one step if you're going to ink. And then come back and do all the gluing in the final step. I'm going to ink the rest of this after I glue it down. I'm going to do up to where I'm going to be gluing on this one. Okay. Now we're going to set this aside. We're going to set these aside. We're going to pull in these two pieces. Okay. Now, because I went with this on the front, I wouldn't want to go like this, right? Because then it's going to blend. So this piece is going to go in here. Like so, and you're going to center it. As best you can, left to right, as well as top to bottom. Which, of course, be a lot easier to do if my mat was still on my table, but it's not. For the sake of quick drying, if my glue is quick dispensing anyway, you're going to glue your flaps. Now, you don't want to glue all the way down because you want this to be able to open. So about halfway up and then up. From the fold, about halfway up. Okay. Once you think you're straight, it's crazy because I'm like, the lines that are there, like tricking my brain. Okay. And then here, again, you're going to go about the same distance between here up to there. So not all the way to the bottom, but you're going to go all the way up to the top. Then this, you're actually going to sew. You're going to sew. You are going to glue them from the fold all the way up to the top. Glue that pocket down. I'm going to fold this one out. Glue from the fold to the top. Like, where's the fold? Okay. Now, one more step for this one is that you also need to glue this piece. Otherwise, this is going to flap up. Careful of the hole. And again, you glue the small piece, not the big one. That way you don't get glue in places where you don't intend for it to go. Okay. So then you end up with a pocket here and a pocket here. Isn't that cute? Be easier to see if I went this way, I guess. So go one here And then how about this? Turn this one around this way. And a pocket there. Then this, accidentally hit the test button on my printer the other day and like, whoop, spit out the test page. So this, you would glue on your paper, on your page, like so. And you'd make a decision if you want to glue it on 3 sides and make this a tuck as well. You just got to keep in mind that you do have layers here, but it's not unfeasible. You do it as an L and do a tuck. Your pockets are going down, so if you do it as a tuck, it's not going to catch on anything. If you tried to go upwards, it would catch on everything. Okay, so there's that. And then this, so you have this opening here because we didn't glue all the way down. We didn't glue all the way up, right? This slides over your page like so. Isn't that cute? Then you have this full-on decoration here that's all ready. I mean, you could put more to it if you wanted to. But then you have a pocket here. You have an up tuck here. You can stuff stuff under here if you wanted to. But when you flip the page over, you also have a belly band here. Isn't that a brilliant idea? I saw Gail make these and I was like, sign me up. I will be mass making those because I have a ton of 4x12 scrapbook paper that I'm not using. So I think if I put this halfway this way, rather than trying to center it, I should be able to go in like one swoop or 2 swoops, I mean, instead of 3. Okay. So I have to decide if I want the yellow down with the jelly beans. Do I want it like this? Or do I want it jelly beans down with the yellow out, and then the back side will be jelly beans? I think I like it this way. Which means it is scored in the opposite direction, but that is okay. Okay. So we're going to corner around, corner around, corner around, corner. I'm going to go ahead and do the tags while I'm here. And I'm going to leave the pockets straight this time instead of curved. But I am going to do the top of this around these corners. Okay, set that aside. I tell you, see? Just like ends up all over you. Okay, I'm gonna punch this. What color? What color do I want to do this in? What green? Mm-hmm. And again, because you're going to be seeing both sides, you want to eat both sides. I just realized I didn't finish inking that other one, but this ink is just about done. This over, do the other side. Corner, flip. I'm just doing a quick ink on these. Okay, and then I also have this one to do. So again, you're going to go up, back, and then up again. Funny, if my husband ever actually watched me craft, he would not have to keep asking me how this stuff gets all over the house. Not to mention, all you really need to do is watch the shark vacuum, because it comes into my craft room and he picks up all the pieces, and then as he strolls through the house, he drops stuff everywhere. So it's not all my fault. Cover the green. Take all the bits and bobs and toss them in the garbage. And we are at 50 minutes, so this will be the last one that we will put together. And then I will finish the rest of my stack off camera. So those get glued. This gets glued. There and there. Flip that up. Yeah, I saw Pam at the Paper Outpost did a little booklet with a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper that's not like cardstock. And I'm like, between her and Gail, y'all, I'm going to be whipping out my 12 by 12 stuff and getting it gone. Okay, pocket 2 tags. And then with this, again, we're going to center it as best we can, left to right, top to bottom. I'll mute you for a sec. Okay. From the top of this to the fold, you're going to want at least that much distance up here on the top. Same on this side. Same down here. I realize I'm off camera. Okay, we're going to glue that down. I'm going to pull this up, glue this down. A little bit of bleed through there on the glue. Now, if you do happen to like get the glue a little too far down, just reach in there, separate it out, make sure you get it opened up before it dries. That's a cute little springy one. Be good for somebody who does Easter journals. You have a tuck here and a pocket here. And again, this then goes over the top of your page, like so. So you can decorate this. You can leave it blank, however you want. Same on this side. You can decorate this, leave it blank. It's up to you. And of course, once your signature is sewn in, it's not, I mean, the worst it's going to do is go like that up against your, up against your spine. But if you don't want it to keep moving, just, pull it to one side, put a little bit of beaded glue at your top of your page and at the bottom of your page here, slide it back into position, and then glue it in place. But just that little dot of glue, and that'll hold it, and it'll stop sliding around on you. So there is that one. Aren't they cute? I'm like, oh, so I know what I'll be doing most of tomorrow. So there's those and these ones. So with that, we are at 54 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for this evening. If you need any more instructions on this, rewind, leave a comment below, or go check out Gail Augustinelli's video on this, and have a play. If you got 12 by 12 cardstock, double-sided, have a play. So thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.